What's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know, so we're back. That's right, it's Saturday. It's the best time of the year. It's the college football season. Hopefully, y'all are having a great day. As currently, I'm about to put a poll up in the chat. Who do you got? Vandy plus 12.5 or Alabama minus 12.5. If you just joined us, hit that thumbs up. If you're on the X, then go ahead, heart that sucker. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. We're sponsored today by our friends over at Underdog of Fantasy. Use promo code Broshmo when you sign up. I'm a little down, a little sad. Wisconsin being able to cover late field goal at the end. And then, Michigan almost running it in to clear that minus 16.5 for me is what it is. It is what it is. Brandon, what do you mean? You forgot college football was even today. Blasphemy. What up, Izzy? How you doing? We got Kirito, Iowa State sold my parlays. Don't know why you were betting Iowa State. Because weren't they a minus 1.5? Or maybe it was plus 1.5 against Cincy. They just lost their two starting corners. Yeah, I wasn't about to be about that action today. I just wasn't. But some of the bets I like going on during this slate. Louisville minus 6.5. Say less. Matter of fact, we'll get to some of the action that is currently going on. But so I put Vandy plus 12.5 here. I'd much rather take the over. I took the over at 55.5. It's now currently up to 57.5. I like it at 55. And then let's see, Louisville taking on Virginia. Virginia coming off a big win, but Louisville, you're undefeated. You got something to prove. Everything didn't necessarily look great against Pittsburgh last week. So maybe they're out there looking to no, we're an undefeated team. How's this one-loss Virginia team ranked and we're not? This one is interesting. Maryland, Washington. It was initially minus 5.5 Washington. Maryland, low-key, don't look now. They're undefeated. They've been playing good football. Maybe taking them at home at plus, well, again, I took it at when it was plus 5.5, but plus 4.5 might be a fine number as well. Let's see. I've heard people like Georgia State minus 19.5. I'd bet that sucker up to plus 21.5, like I did with Kentucky. Oh, you got him in minus 19.5. I'm going to take him plus 21.5. And currently, that's clearing for me. As long as Georgia just looks to wind down the clock. Really nothing else during this slate of action. Taking Kent State minus 46.5 is tempting. Ooh, Nebraska minus 13.5. I might take Michigan State hit for us earlier in the year against USC. I think I'd bet them up to minus 14.5 or plus 14.5, excuse me. I think that's everything for this mid slate. Going to the night games, I'm not going to lie. There's not much that I like. Look at this. Texas A&M is getting bet through the roof. I think taking Mississippi State at minus 17.5 is just a great number. That's a lot they're going to have to clear. Texas A&M, I think they win this game, but by 3 scores, that might be asking for a lot. I'm not going to bet Florida State, Miami. We'll watch it. I ain't betting it. Nevada's interesting. I think they could clear 2 touchdowns. So if you want to bet them up plus 14.5, then that might be not a bad way to go. So I missed on Michigan. I should have just bet them down. They were at what, 16 and a half, 17 and a half. I should have just bet them down to 13 and a half, but I thought they could clear for me, and they almost did. Pittsburgh beating the piss out of Boston College, 48-7. Had a new starter at quarterback there. I think he's a true freshman or a redshirt freshman. Navy stays undefeated. They win 34-31 against Air Force. Army, they win 31-13 against UAB. Some of the games during the week, I just want to spotlight this one right here. BYU, West Virginia, because I took West Virginia minus 21 or plus 21 and a half. And no, I think it was plus 20 and a half. They hit, helped me out, liked it, loved it. Can we get some more of it? San Diego State, watch out, man. They're a competitor there in the Mountain West. They went 45-24 against Colorado State, which I know that ain't much of anything, but still. All right, before we kick off, Vandy, Alabama, I'm going to run through some of the games currently going on. Arizona, they're up 7-0 against Oklahoma State. Cincinnati, they're up 38-22. They're going to beat unbeaten Iowa State. Illinois, I think they were minus 7.5. I bet them down, obviously, to minus 6.5, but great number. They cover. They're up 43-27 on Purdue. Clemson beating the pants off of poor Bill Belichick and company as they're up 38-10. Baylor might come away with this sucker because stinking you had Avery Johnson throw a pick six late in the game. Currently, Baylor's up 35-34. Wake Forest, this was another bet I had from the morning slate. I took Wake Forest plus 5.5. Currently, they're looking good to cover. They are currently up 24-20 on Virginia Tech. You got Temple up 24-21 on UTSA. NC State clobbering Campbell 42-7. Western Michigan's up 7-3 on UMass. Let me find this Bama. Let's get the game cast up for this. There we go. But let's get to the chat. Texas Tech is 100% going to cover. I don't know. That's a really good Houston defense this year. I know I asked a few weeks ago, but what are your thoughts on Bo Jackson? Oh, I mean, he's a running back that's, like you said, going to be in the 2028 class. I haven't watched enough Ohio State offense this year, so I couldn't really tell you. Outside of the Texas game we watched, I watched Ohio State's defense back for Texas and Washington this week, so they're looking mighty good. Vandy is going to cover this easily. Maybe. Oh, geez, Brandon, that's woof. What up, Wade? How you doing, buddy? All right. So my wife is working today. My kids are over at my mother-in-law's. So I had to fend for myself. I ordered some pizza. I'm going to go get that now, but got to give a shout out to the draft guide. If you currently own the draft guide, you have noticed, he's already gone and redid his quarterback, his running back, his tight end, his defensive interior rankings. And now I'm moving on to the corner, getting ready for those midseason rankings. So if you want, just, you know what? I made the ad myself. I made the promo. Why don't I just run the promo?
We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics. And it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged.
All right. Before I dig into some pizza, I got some wings. Mendoza QB1, or I need a refund. That's on you, bro. That's on you. Sorry. No refunds. You get my opinion, which is what you're paying for. Ruben May, number one pick, or do you think teams will? No, I think teams will grab quarterbacks. I think it's a reasonably good quarterback class. It's not like an elite quarterback class as it stands. And I mean, guys can return. But I mean, I like guys like Mendoza. I like Sellers. I like Mateer, Dante Moore, who will probably be next year. And that's the thing. We could see Sellers come back. We could see Mateer come back. So there's a lot that can change. Wade, you're just trolling. I know. I was screwing with you. I wasn't screwing about not getting a refund. Absolutely not. But yeah, no, I was just screwing around. All right, I got some wings. It's garlic parm. So don't mind me as I indulge. Let me tell y'all, wings are where it's at. I haven't had wings in so long, and I'm glad I got some. Oh, Indiana, Oregon, Washington. Probably. That's probably the game we're doing. Let's see, Brandon, do you think draft class looks like any particular previous ones like 2018 or 2021? I mean, it's going to remind people of like, was it 2022? The Kenny Pickett one? Just because there's like the quarterback talent isn't as concrete as it has been, right? Like in 2024, we knew quarterback was going first overall. 2023, we knew quarterback was going first overall. 2021, we knew quarterback was going first overall. But I mean, you could even go back to that 2022 class that had what? Was that the Quentin Johnston draft? Can't recall. 2022. No, that was the one with all those great wide receivers: Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Drake London, Chris Olave. Yeah, because that's the thing. You look at the offensive firepower, and you're like, I don't know if it's necessarily all that good. Defensively, it is. I'm getting into the going through corners again, and I like this corner class. It might not have like a Sauce or a Trent McDuffie or anything, but it's quality. There's some good players there. Which one was the Myles Garrett class? I feel like, I mean, this is off the top. I want to say that wasn't 16 because I'm pretty sure 16 was Eric Fisher. Was it like 17 or 18? I can't remember. Indiana Jones being the best quarterback in the AFC South wasn't expected. Stroud and Lawrence aren't looking amazing. Yeah. I think Lawrence will come around. I think Stroud will too. Stroud's in a tough spot. But I think offensively, the Jaguars, they'll get things going eventually. But maybe I'm just like not willing to quit on no, Trevor Lawrence can be consistently a top half of the league starter. Yeah. I'm excited for this Vandy game. Oh, man, I miss wings. Oh, man, this is going to be big for Alabama, too. Like, Alabama looks like a radically different team since the season opener. Crazy thought. Maybe you needed the 2 warm-up games before you actually played legit competition before jumping. Like, instead of just jumping in and taking on a Florida State team. Maybe getting those warm-up games to start the year isn't a bad option. Florida State was supposed to be a dog water, remember? No, I thought I mean, there was no way they were going to be a 2-10 team again. They brought in so many transfers. I didn't think they were going to be a bad team in the ACC. On top of bringing in Gus Malzahn, too. You had Baylor money line. Oh, rather than taking Baylor minus 6.5. Or I think they got bet down to minus 4.5. Oh. These wings slap. Michael Trick had a hell of a game. Yeah, dude. Michael Trick's been. I mean, you could say last year was kind of a breakout year for him. I don't know where other people were necessarily at with him. I just wanted to see it again. He also has a few red flags. Like, I don't mean like he's out here hitting people or whatnot, but he had, like, I think just the way he left USC and then Ole Miss. I think there was a suspension here and there. So, yeah, we're having wins. You're having wins too, Kirito. Good job. Like, this is where I'm confused, Philip. If you were so scared that Baylor wouldn't cover like 4.5 or 6.5, I don't know where they ended up laying. Why not just take Kansas State the other way? The swamp is electric. Dude, that's a game really no one's talking about, Florida and Texas, because for the most part, a lot of people expected those teams to be better coming out. And Texas now, after 3 tune-up games, let's see if they got it, man. Let's see if that offense could get rolling, because that defense is great, man. I wouldn't bet against Texas. I wouldn't bet that game whatsoever. I saw some of the Kyron Lacey stuff. Like Brett Coleman reposted something about it. I haven't checked it out myself, so I can't really speak on that. But it does, from like the brief little like comments I've seen about it, it looks tragic. But again, I can't really speak on that. I haven't checked it out myself. Texas wins that game. Kirito, sure. I think Texas wins that game. I ain't betting that game. You think I'm gonna bet against Billy Napier with his back up against the wall? He did this crap last year, and they ended up going on a tear. Doesn't mean it'll happen this year, but I think if you were willing to bet against Florida, that time has come and passed. You should have did it again with LSU and Miami. Shoot, maybe even South Florida if you were feeling confident. Running game for the Gators now is insane. Yeah, they got Bob back, right? Another guy for 2027. That running back class is looking good. Ahmed Hardy. Woohoo! Oh, utterly delicious. All right. I gotta go clean myself up real quick. Oh, all right. Broshmo, I never heard you gush about your wife's cooking like that. Dude, my wife's an amazing cook. But when she's not here, I won't feed myself. The minute we got married is the minute I gave up on cooking for myself. Because she just does it better. That's why I don't do fantasy football content on the channel. People do it better. All right, here we go. We got a return. Bama's going to start with the ball at I don't see officially where it is. I think it's time to switch over to the Gamecast. Oh, it's going to be officially at the 25. All right, here comes Ty Simpson and company. Got Williams in motion. They're going to hand it off. Believe that's Jam Miller. Yep, Jam Miller gets about a yard or two. All right, here comes 2nd and 9. Got Miller motioning to the backfield. And another handoff to Miller, who's going to get out across the first down. Nice. Looked like it was an RPO. All right, 1st and 10 at their own 36. Williams in motion. And Simpson's going to drop back. Here comes the pressure. Slings it over the middle. Oh, Jeremy Bernard ends up bouncing out of his hands, but there is a flag down. Hands to the face on the defense. No. Vandy, you got to play a clean game, bro. All right, 1st and 10 at the Vandy 49. And Simmons kicks it out to Bernard. Picks up about maybe 4. It's not even a secret that Christianity enslaved the U.S. and Americans think they are free. Hello. All right. I don't know what that comment is, but you can get gone. All right, here comes 2nd and 5. Hand off to Jan Miller. Another first down out across the Vandy 40. Oh, we're crushing pizza today, boys. All right, they got Riley now in the backfield. 5 seconds left on the play clock. They get it off. Hand off to Riley, who picks up maybe a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 9. All right, 2nd and 9. Empty backfield, tight end in motion. Simpson's dropping back. Looks like a screen, and it is to the tight end. It's going to be about 4 yards short. It's going to set up a 3rd and 4. Not bad. All right, 3rd and 4. No handoff. We're going to get it out to Ryan Williams, who, wow, stuffed short about a yard and a half of the first down. Now, will they go for it? Well, Iowa State officially has fallen. Yep. All right, so they will go for it on 4th down. Simpson under center, Jam Miller in the back. And they're going to play action. Going deep. And it's intercepted. I mean, probably wanted to not intercept that for better field position, but is what it is. I got to get the turnover kazoo going. Honestly, I know, if you're not going to convert it, throwing that interception, putting them inside their 10, it's kind of like a very mini punt if you don't believe in your kicker. Yeah, first turnover of the season for Simpson. And honestly, not a bad turnover either. All right. I'm going to go grab some more slices. What up, Skater Boy? All right. I'm going to take the poll down after we get this Vandy drive. So if you're in the YouTube, who do you got? You got Vandy plus 12.5, Alabama minus 12.5. Michigan looked good today on homecoming. Yeah, I wish they would have cleared the minus 16.5. Might be more of a Wisconsin thing, kicking a field goal and be like, oh, yeah, we just need to get 2 onside kicks with 2 quick scores. Like, in what world, if you're Wisconsin, do you not go for that? When will you get the edge rushers on your draft guide updated? If I'm going to be honest, it might be the last position I do with wide receiver as far as an update. But that just means it'll probably not be this week, but next week. And Cedric Alexander picking up about 4 yards there. All right, 2nd and 6 from the Vandy 11. So I'm saying maybe you just bat that ball away on fourth down rather than intercepting it and get in field position inside your 10. Not ideal, but it is what it is. Got a man in motion. And there it goes. Rolling out. Gets it to Stowers, but they're calling it incomplete. One of the, I guess his first foot was out of bounds. That might be a reception. To be fair, like officiating has been kind of weird with the not weird, but they slow everything down. So it's like, oh, does he have firm control of the ball? And it's like, I think you can't watch that in slow mo. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right, let's do a scuttlebutt. Of course, we got to hit the refresh. Arizona, they're up 14-3 on Oklahoma State. Dude, Noah Vita's playing good football this year. Wake Forest remains on top of Virginia Tech 27-23. Temple's on top of UTSA 24-21. NC State, they're blowing out Campbell. You got Western Michigan up 7-3 on UMass at half. Jeez Louise, don't look now. Florida, they're up 7-0 on Texas. You got Notre Dame's driving, but it's tied up ball game 0-0 apiece. Same thing for Virginia, Louisville. App State's up 10-0 on Oregon State. Got a couple of games still at 0 here. Central Michigan's up 3-0 on Akron. Eastern Michigan and Buffalo are tied up at 7. Northern Illinois looks like they're about to go up 14-0 on Miami, Ohio. And what the heck? UCLA's up 10-0 on Penn State. Hope you didn't. What was the spread there? I'm pretty sure wasn't it like a 2-score spread? I gotta look this up real quick. Because I saw it and I was like, I don't want to touch that. I don't know if I trust Penn State. UCLA versus Penn State odds. No, they were 24.5 point favorite. Oh, man. Yeah, I knew I wasn't touching that. Golly gee. Maryland's up 3-0 on Washington. That was the opening drive. This is Washington's opening drive now, so no biggie. Louisiana Monroe's up 7-0 on Northwestern. UConn's up 7-0 on Florida International. All right, do we got a call on this catch or no catch? All right, they're calling it a catch. So it's a first down. All right, Vandy at their own 17. Got receiver in motion. Pavia rolling out, gets it to his receiver. Who, golly, man, he was tough to bring down. That's going to set up a 2nd and 1. All right, 2nd and 1. I wonder if they're going to take a shot. Then again, this is a team that likes winning possession. All right, Pavia picks up the first, and he got rocked. Oh, man. That was Hall with the nasty hit. Golly. All right, 1st and 10. And fake the handoff, get it out quick to the receiver. Picks up about 5. Okay, we're getting a solid drive that started inside their own 10. They're now out to their own 35. All right, coming out of the pistol. Washington right behind them. Got a tight formation. They are going to hand it off. Oh my gosh, run back breaks free. He's at the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Vandy. Hey, oh, let's go. 65-yard run for Cedric Alexander. And just like that, Alabama fans not loving it. Now I'm curious to see. I know actually it was a tight formation, but like Damani Jackson last week in run defense was awful. I wonder who was on the outside. Was that the way of, I don't know if that was the way of Jackson, but yeah, last week Damani Jackson, because of bad angles, gave up like 100 rushing yards. Again, I mean, allowing rushing yards not necessarily on you, but when you're the guy that could have sealed it, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. Outside of that game in run defense, he's been really good this year. Did you hear the new? Yeah, I heard Mark Sanchez got stabbed, but I heard he's in stable condition. Was it like getting robbed or was it like an altercation? man. What a great start for Vandy. Be back. I'm just going to toss this sucker. All right. Okay, return. Gets around the 25. Ooh. Yeah, see. All right. Let's go. Here comes Bama. You got Simpson underneath center, fakes the handoff, play action. He's going over the middle of the field, just out of the reach of, I believe that's Cuevos, his tight end. Former Washington tight end. Came over with DeBoer. All right. 2nd and 10. And we're going to get a handoff to Jam. Picks up about 5, maybe 4, but there is a flag. Holding on the offense on Parker Brailsford. Or Brailsford, right? Yeah, Brailsford. Thought so. Which, by the way, he's having a great year. Uh-oh, Virginia's up 7-0 early. Hey, Penn State did answer back. They got a touchdown. All right. They're resetting the not the play clock. Whoa, the game clock. All right, 2nd and 20. And we're gonna get a pass. Wow. Oh, he gets it out. So is that Horton? Isaiah Horton. Dude, those tackles. Like the edge is crashed. So he got that out real quick. Nice pass. And we're going to get a handoff here to Jam, who's going to rip off a big one. Gets down to about the 30, the Vandy 30. Maybe it's the 29. Florida's up 10-0. Woof. What up, Dur? How you doing, bro? All All right, 1st and 10 from the Vandy 29. And we're going to get a handoff, a little draw here. That's going to get out to about the 24, the 25. Well, Alabama's driving, Brandon. So, holding on the offense. That's on Dewberry. All right. Got another 1st and 20. And they're going to fake the handoff. Going over the middle. Gets it. Rico Scott with a nasty catch. I was like, that's not one of the Alabama trio. Who is this receiver? All right, faking the handoff again. 2nd and 9. Simpson, he's running. Oh, he tries to toss that out to Riley. A little backhand, gets tipped. Innocently falls out of bounds. All right, 3rd and 9, driving back. Hit as he throws, goes out of bounds. Ugh. Which will lead to 4th down. And we're going to get a field goal here for Bama. Oh, and it's wide right. Oh, no. What a start for Bama. I mean, they're driving. They're driving, though. I wouldn't be too worried. Now, if your defense can get a stop, not allow the big play. But Alabama's offense has been moving. I disagree. I think Alabama's offense has looked good. They've been able to move the football. Defense was all right, aside from a 65-yard touchdown that they allowed. Golly. All right, here comes 1st and 10 from Vandy's own 28. Pavia coming out in the pistol. And blown dead, flags all around. Yep, I saw UCLA is up 10-7. False start. It's going to be 1st and 15 instead from their own 23. Okay, 1st and 10. And Pavia is going to run this sucker. And oh my gosh, he's out past the 40, past midfield at the 50, down to the Alabama 40. Oh my gosh, no. Alabama and running quarterbacks. They just can't handle them. All right. Pavia stepping back, gets it out. And that's Spence for a first down. And Pavio dropping back again. Gets it out to wide open. And that's Hoskins. Now they're in the red zone. Golly. Oh, things are starting to look a little dire for Alabama. And Pavia getting it out quick. Ball bounces out. Trying to get it to Stowers. Matthew rooting for Vandy. I don't blame you. Oh, I forgot to end the poll. And faking the handoff, going deep to the end zone, and it's defended well. It's going to be 3rd and 10. If you haven't already, hit that like button in the YouTube. Also, if you're on the X, you can throw the heart up. You could share it. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. 3rd and long coming up from the Bama 13. Oh, you don't like Diego? It's like the most likable player in college football. All right, we got a minute 53 left in the first. Here comes 3rd and 10. He's in shotgun, running back out to his left. And here comes a little extra pressure, and Pavio's going to try to run with it. Did he fumble it? I think he fumbled it. Oh, man. Looks like a fumble. Alabama needed this and needed it in the worst way. Oh, that's close. I don't know. I don't think he's down. Oh, that first angle they gave us was a lot better. I don't think there's enough to overturn it. Yeah, the ball looks like it's starting to come out before his knee touches. I think that's a turnover. Yeah, it's very close, but I don't think there's enough to overturn. The ball does look like it's coming out just a frame before the knee is down. It's a fumble. Alabama ball. They'll be at what? Their own 8-yard line? What a clutch play by this Bama defense. Now, the Alabama's offense has been moving, though. They just need to get points out of one of these. And we're going to get a handoff here. That's Jam Miller who gets it out across the 20. Down at the 22. All right, Simpson coming out of the pistol. Miller behind him. Bernard in motion. And we're going to get another handoff here. Picks up about 4. All right, 2nd and 6 from their own 26. You got 3 receivers up top, bunched together. One of them in motion, that's Horton, and it's a handoff to Miller, who rips off another big run down at about the 37, 38-yard line. And that'll take us to the second quarter. Very nice. Very nice. Good first quarter. Good first quarter. All right, I'm going to hit the bathroom real quick, and we'll be back to some more of this action. All right. We are back. Taking a quick look at the scoreboards. Oh, Wake Forest might be able to hold on here. I mean, regardless, you feel pretty good about hitting Wake Forest plus 5.5 if you had it. Dude, UCLA about to score again. And then, dude, Florida up 10-0 on Texas. Let's take a look at the box score. Notre Dame's up 6-0. They missed the extra point. Hey, we got a tied ball game down here. Maryland up 10-0 on Washington. That's why I mentioned it. And oh man, yeah, it looks like Texas offense just can't move this stinking football. All right, we're going to get a handoff here to Jam. Oh, no, that's Riley who picks up about 8 yards. Going to set up a 2nd and 2. Another tight formation here. It's going to be a handoff, and they stop Riley in the backfield. Going to set up a 3rd and maybe 4. As we're going to have two up top, 2 down low. And it looks like it's Miller in the backfield there with Simpson. Nope, Riley. My mistake. All right, we're down to 1 second left on the play clock. They get it off. Simpson, nice throw to Bernard. Nice 17-yard gain on 3rd and 3. Nice. 1st and 10. All right, handoff here to Jam, who's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. All right, we're down to 2 seconds on the play clock, and they have to call timeout. So Alabama uses their first timeout. We got 12:07 left in this half. Arch just destroyed Parker Livingston's knee with a hospital ball. No! And Parker Livingston was kind of playing like their best receiver. As much as I want to watch baseball, I'm focused on college football first, and then I'll watch baseball later. Well, why not both at the same time? If you have a phone, then you have multiple screens, my friend. Let's see. It was such a horrible pass. He made a great play and got injured for it. Life is not fair. No, it is not. I'm trying to see if they have the play on the X. Oh no. I wouldn't call that. That's not a hospital ball. If that's the if Oh, you're streaming on Instagram, Izzy. I got you. Uh let's see. No, I don't even think it's a bad throw. I don't even think it's a bad throw. That's not even that's not a hospital ball. He's not throwing that into coverage. And to be fair, I mean, if he was able to get possession of it and not bobble it, he probably not avoids the hit, but doesn't take it unknowingly. Yeah, that's not a bad throw. That's not a crap throw. I hard disagree with that. All right, we got a little speed option with Ty Simpson. Ooh. Wrapped around. Picked up maybe 3. It's going to be 3rd and 7. All right, Texas on the board, 10-7. Still down 3 to Florida. You got Bernard in motion, and it's gonna be a read option. Simpson decides to keep and goes nowhere with it. It's gonna be 4th and 7. I mean, you might want to bring out the field goal unit now. Oh, and they're lining up to go for it. Can't trust the kicker to make a 52-yarder. All right, Vandy's going to call a timeout. All right, while we got this timeout break, let's hit the scoreboard. Arizona, they're up 24-6 on Oklahoma State. Wake, they're up 30-23. It looks like they're just taking the knee. Don't know how many timeouts Tech has. But looks like Wake will get their third win of the year. Hollywood Smothers only needed 4 carries to get to 123 yards. That's nice. Western Michigan still up 7-3 on UMass. UCLA is up 17-7 on Penn State. Florida, they're up 10-7 on Texas. Notre Dame, they're up 6-0 on Boise. Boise's driving, though. Mind you, that was like a 20.5-point spread. Virginia and Louisville, they're tied up at 7. Maryland's up 10-0 on Washington and driving. Northwestern's up 15-7 on Louisiana Monroe. App State's up 17-7 on Oregon State. SMU's up 17-0 on Syracuse. UConn's up 17-3 on Florida International. Georgia State, hey, did you take them minus 19 or plus 19.5? Because I did. They're up 7-0 on James Madison. Central Michigan's up 10-7 on Akron. Eastern Michigan's up 14-7 on Buffalo. Northern Illinois is up 14-10 on Miami. Oklahoma's up 7-0 on Kent State. Michigan State, get a touchdown. What are we doing here? Nebraska's up 14-0. And it doesn't look like they've needed many yards. We might go take a gander at that. Texas State's up 7-0 on Arkansas State. All right, let's see how Nebraska's scored these plays. Porqué. Oh, is it a blocked? Oh, well, they're going for it on 4th and 7. So they're like, yeah, nah, to hell with our kicker. He can't hit from 52. Simpson dropping back, gets it out to a wide open Cuevas, who breaks 2-3 tackles. And he's inside the 20. What a play call. Oh, Virginia just went up 14-7 on Louisville. All right, Cuevas in motion, and that's Jam Miller for about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Yeah, Penn State, man, they're down big. Well, down 10, but. All right, Simpson dropping back. Nope, he's going to fake the toss, roll out. Looks like he's looking for Cuevas. He's going to the end zone, wide open. Ryan Williams, touchdown. We're about to have a tied ball game. Nico dropping dimes. About time. About time. And we got a tied ball game. I mean, all things considered, man, Bama probably should have had three, missed a field goal. Vandy should have at least had three, fumbled it on third down inside the Alabama 10. I don't know if you're going to need like standout defense, but if you could bend it, don't break, then that might win you the game here. Currently, Alabama winning the turnover battle. Not technically, but I mean, let's be fair. That fourth down, that interception was probably obviously not the worst thing that could happen, but if you're Vandy, you kind of want to drop that instead of starting with the ball inside your 10. Didn't matter. They still scored. Penn State's down 24-7. Hope you didn't take Penn State minus 24.5. I looked at that and said, no, thank you. Didn't expect UCLA to be winning like that, though. Here comes the kickoff and no return. Penn State's spirits crushed after Oregon? Maybe, man. Penn State might be ranked 25 after this. Worst loss possible. I don't know if you could rank Penn. Well, I mean, I'm sure the AP will rank Penn State, but I don't think you rank. If you were honest about rankings, I don't think you rank Penn State with 2 losses. And Pavio gets it out to, not familiar with the receiver's name, but he gets it out across the Vandy 40. Did they say Shermel? Oh, yeah, Nicola. They absolutely will. They absolutely will. Cheryl. It's Cheryl, who's 0-4 Vandy. First and 10. Another Florida TD. Oof. And they're going to fake the toss. No, they really did toss it to him, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's Cheryl picking up 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Like, in my opinion, Notre Dame shouldn't be ranked right now either. I don't know why you're ranking it. Why is Owen at the time? Why was 0-2 Notre Dame still ranked? Blows my mind. Because you could always come back and bring them back in the rankings. With conference play, I mean, you're going to get some teams losing. All right. We got incompletion here as Pavia was feeling the pressure. All right, here comes 3rd and 9. They're at their own 46. 41. And they're rushing 4, but the 4's getting home. What the? Throws it away again, and golly, that throw off the back foot was such a duck. All right, here comes the punt. And we're going to get a fair catch at the 16. I think they say officially the 17. So we got a tied ball game, 7-7. All right, let's take a quick look. Bama, oh my gosh, excuse me. Penn State being down 24-7 is wild. Florida being up 17-7, not as wild. That was a game I did not want to touch, though. Let's look at the offense right now for Texas. If anything, it's that defense I'm surprised is not playing well for Texas, because that's been what's been consistent the first 4 games. But look at this offense. They can't run the football. Can't really pass either. Dallas Wilson. Okay, I was like, okay, that's not Eugene Wilson. Thoughts on MSU? Are they losing? Well, I think. Oh, wait, is Charles out of the game? Oh, no, they're turning it to the backup? No. Aiden Charles. Well, I mean, I took Michigan State to cover. Charles just got injured. That sucks. I mean, I had Michigan State as like a 6-win team in the Big Ten. Okay, Alabama's going to start with the ball at their own 17. It's going to be 1st and 10. Because we got another running back lined up to the right of Simpson. Because he's going out for a pass. Here comes the pressure, and here comes the sack. And that's Joshua Sane. Woohoo! What do you think of Jaron Connect from, is it Connect? It's Connect from Oklahoma. He's really undersized. Just started playing tight end this year. I just did eval for him on my draft guide as I wrapped up my mid-season tight end rankings. I think he's a gamer. He's a competitor. We get a handoff here. I think that's Riley. Nope, that's Jam Miller. My gosh, 26, 28. So hard to tell the difference. Punt block safety. It's always in the cards. We're going to have 3rd and 19. But Nick, I like the receiving upside with him, but very undersized. Oh, Florida just got a punt block safety. They're up 19-7. Jeez Louise. All right, Simpson trying to dump it
to Horton. It was a little high, but I mean, 3rd and 19 screen. You weren't going to get much after the catch, probably. Yeah, no, I just saw the score in 2-2. It all clicked together. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. Texas, they're about to eat a L. All right, no punt block on safety for Vandy, but golly, it took a bad bounce. Vandy's going to get the ball at the Alabama, 38, maybe 37-yard line? Oh. What up, Mike? Mr. Nintendo Master, Nintendo Mike, up in the building, celebrating another Illini victory. All right, we got a very bunched up formation here, 1st and 10, and we are going to get the handoff, and Bama's there to cover it. Don't even get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10. I know what that means, Nintendo Mike. You're 1 game away from being bowl eligible. All right, here comes 2nd and 10. And Pavio is going to try to run this. Man, he picks up maybe 2 yards. This is going to be down to 36. Going to set up a 3rd and 8. I don't know if the child's injury looked bad. MSU is going to have to update us on that. All right, here comes the drop back. Here comes the blitz. Pavio getting it out, and it's completed. 1st down. And that's Hoskins with the reception. Oh, you're going to be here for the stream tonight? That reminds me, I need to set up the stream on YouTube. That way y'all get directed straight to it. Okay, we got an official timeout for injured personnel. That's fine, Mr. Nintendo Mike. It was one of the SEC officials. And they're getting him up. Oh. Never mind. Put him in a seated position. So while we're waiting, Penn State looks embarrassing. Jeez, 24-7. Like, I don't know how you could rank Penn State if they lose. If they lose to winless UCLA. Am I worried about an upset tonight? No, because I don't think it'd be an upset if Florida State beats Miami. Florida State's a good team. What's your prediction tonight? Oh, they got a neck brace on the dude. And they're bringing out the cart. Oh, talking about the... Oh, I got you, Nintendo Mike. All right, he's awake. And his hands are moving. That's a great sign. All right. I got a phone call. I'll be right back. All right, we're coming back out for play. All right, 1st and 10, man in motion, going to fake the toss, and he is going to throw it to the wide receiver, who's got nowhere to go. That's Richardson. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, Nintendo Mike, man. Oh, I took in one of my 2-leggers, I took Miami money line, but in another one of my parlays, I took Miami minus 6.5. I bet it up. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to be behind Miami, I'm going to be behind Miami. All right, we faked the handoff. Pavio going deep. Almost caught in and out of the hands of, I believe that's Cheryl. It's tight coverage, but it was a catchable ball. UCLA up 27 to 7.5. Golly. If you took UCLA plus 24.5, you're feeling ecstatic. Oh, man, the dogs are hyped up for something. All right, here comes 3rd and 10. Fake the handoff, and it's a shuttle pass. That is, first down. He reaches out for it. I don't think he had to reach out for it, though. What is going on with Penn State? And that's directed to Izzy. I mean, I'm not watching the game, but I can imagine the offense is stale. And I really don't necessarily think it's the play calling all that much. when your quarterback can't be efficient on the down-to-down bases when you hand the ball off to like a Nick Singleton who can't break a tackle to save his life, then the offense ain't going to move the football. All right, Pavio faking the handoff. Here comes the pressure. He's rolling, and he's tucking it and running. Picks up maybe 4. Set up a 2nd and 6 at the Alabama 11. 2-minute timeout. Let me see what my dogs are barking about. What are we doing? Is there someone at the door? What you barking about, Aquila? All right, just an Amazon order. Who needs a doorbell when you have dogs? Is what old Papa used to say. All right, let's do a quick scutterbuttered. Oh, as third quarter just kicked off for Arizona and Oklahoma State. Obviously, Arizona, they're up 24-6. NC State, they pounded Campbell. Western Michigan, they've extended their lead 14-3 on UMass. Man, UCLA being up 20 points at halftime is wild. Going to halftime, Texas, they're down 12. Florida's up 19-7. Notre Dame up 14-7. If you took Boise minus 20.5 or minus 20 or plus 20.5 or plus 21.5, you're feeling pretty darn good. Looks like Louisville's trying to score before half. Currently, they're tied up at 14. Maryland's up 13-0. Northwestern's up 18-7. You got App State up 17-14 on Oregon State. SMU's up 24-3 on Syracuse. Looks like UConn's going to go up 24-3 on Florida International. Georgia State, they're up 7-0 at halftime. Just saying. I may have took them plus 20.5. Akron, they're up 14-10 on Central Michigan. Buffalo and Eastern Michigan are tied up. Northern Illinois is up 14-10 on Miami, Ohio. Oklahoma, they're up 17-0 on Kent State. Yeah, this is going to be okay, Hawkins, let's get you in a groove. Prepare you for the Red River Shootout. Nebraska's up 14-7 on Michigan State. Arkansas State's up 10-7 on Texas State. All right, here comes 2nd and 6 at the Alabama 11. Yeah, give me your predictions, Nintendo Mike. We got a handoff here. He bounces it outside, trying to cut it back in. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first down. Setting up a 3rd and maybe 2 down at the Alabama 7. And Alabama calls a timeout. They want time. They want time when they get the ball back. Well, I think those are fair predictions. Ohio State, yeah, they should probably roll. I don't know if they'll score that much. They're very much right now just like, hey, let's take our time. Let's control the clock. Maybe they win like 35-10 or something. Texas A&M, I do think they're going to win. Pavio going to keep the ball. He's going to get the first down. It's going to be first and goal from the Bama 4. But yeah, I mean, dude, Mississippi State being, I think last I saw them go off was plus 19.5. That's too good not to take. What is up with Texas, man? Can they never play good versus a good team? Well, I mean, looking at it, the offense is still what we thought it was, just on the struggle bus. And now the defense. Now the defense is struggling a little bit. And when your offense can't move the football, anytime your defense has some sort of struggle, you're putting them in a bad situation. You just are. So yeah, Texas not looking great. And no handoff. It's a shuttle pass. Shovel pass. Touchdown. Cedric Alexander, his second of the day. Vandy has taken the lead. This isn't your grandpa's Vandy team. Broshmo, what is going on with Penn State? Psh, dude, I'm shocked that unless like the offense is making some bad turnovers and putting the defense in bad situations, I'm surprised the defense has allowed this. I mean, yeah, look at it. It looks like Nico's is running the football well. He's passing well. It's not like we have turnovers. Let's take a look at the play-by-play. So we got a turnover on downs that led to a short drive and a field goal. 3 and out. Oh, dude, was there some sort of like how did UCLA get the ball back? Was there a fumble on the kickoff? I am curious about that. All right, Brooks gets out to about the 22 on the return. Nico's playing good. Hey, man, that's why, dude, Nico's a legit prospect. Maybe not in this draft, but he's got some good tools. Jeez, Brandon, I hope he says, I hope the Ravens look as broken as Penn State does tomorrow. They kind of are broken. Yeah, UCLA is I know they axed Deshaun Foster as head coach. I don't know what became of the OC or the DC. Simpson over. Okay, gets it out to Horton for a first down about the Bama 35-34. You think Altmaier goes in the round 4? I don't think Altmaier's. He reminds me a lot of Graham Mertz. Simpson trying to run away, and he gets sacked by Snyder. Or Sidnor, excuse me. Who's in my draft guide, by the way. All right, empty backfield for Ty Simpson. 55 seconds left in the half. Comes the pressure. He goes over the middle, gets it to Ryan Williams, who's out around midfield, closer to their own 45. Might be down at the 43. It's going to be 3rd and 2 as time keeps ticking. And here comes a blitz. Dumps it. Ryan Williams wide open. Out in the middle of the field. Down to about the Vandy 40-41. And then there's a flag. Oh, no. Targeting on Vandy. No. No, he leaves with the shoulder. That's not targeting. That's not targeting. Okay, no targeting. I was about to say, if they call that, I love how fans look. It's like, yo, take off the bias for a second. You're like, okay, that's not target. That's not target. Whatever, 17-yard pickup. Guy shouting, "You suck, ref." That's the right call. I get it. Did the stream freeze? Not on my end. I think I just went quiet while I listened to what the announcement was. And Vandy has just called a timeout. Yeah, no, I just paused for a second, stopped talking so I could listen to what the call it on the field was. All right, let's see what Twitter is saying. All right, Simpson dropping back, slinging it to the sideline. Reception there by Bernard. Gets out of bounds. They're down to their own 27. That's going to be about a 44-yard field goal. And going over the middle. Oh, Bernard in there for a touchdown. "27-yard touchdown, Jeremy Bernard." 17 seconds left. Happy Saturday to you too, Daniel. And we're gonna go into half tied. 14-14. Now let's see what happened with Bernard here. Yeah, Bernard just found the soft spot in what? Cover 2? Yeah, cover 2. Got that safety to bite inside. And when you're the outside corner in cover 2 and you don't have safety help, you're not feeling good. On a side note, what a drive for Heights. Thinking he was about to be thrown out of the game for targeting. And then you look back, you have no safety help, and you're like, okay, guys. We're just allowing touchdowns right now? Okay. Okay. Well, I guess Louisville didn't get a field goal to end the half, so they go into halftime tied up with Virginia. All right, Nintendo Mike. All right, let's see what Vandy, Pavio, and company do. Because I think Vandy gets the ball. Yep, they're going to take the knee and just be like, okay, we'll take this into halftime. Are the Dolphins going to release Tyreek after the season? 100%. He will not. Well, he's not going to be a Dolphin. We're not going to see him in a Dolphins uniform again. But yeah, no, he costs so much. The Dolphins are going to move him. With the injury, trading him seems impossible. So they are going to have to release him. I think they're going to use post June 1st releases on Minka Fitzpatrick and Bradley Chubb. That should give us around like 54 million-ish, 58 million in cap space. So that makes sense to me. I laid it out in a video why that'll be the case. Why not restructure? Why would we want to keep? We are okay. Well, his contract for one, we already restructured. He's doing nothing but eating money from us. He's been banged up the last 2 years. Why bring Tyreek Hill back? That doesn't. I don't think that helps Miami one bit. What we need is cap space so we can acquire depth. MSU fan, I don't think any team would trade for Tyreek Hill because they don't want, for one, you don't want to take the contract. And two, he's coming off injury. He won't be good. He might not be good to start the year next year. And given how banged up he's been the last 2 years, why take the role? Just wait for the Dolphins to release him and then try to get him for cheap. I mean, we might be able to trade Tyreek Hill in like a pick swap, but even then, is it worth it? No, I don't think it'd be worth it for the team trading either, just because no one wants to take on Tyreek's contract. All right, I gotta top the coffee off. I'll be right back. Hey, we get in highlights, baby. There's no telling if Tyreek will still have that speed, which lowers his value a lot. Yeah, no one's going to want to trade for Tyreek. And if they do, then they're out their minds. Tyreek Hill's a ticking time bomb at this point. It's like trading for Antonio Brown. Except for Antonio Brown still like he never really if I correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember Antonio Brown being banged up near the end of his career. All right, time to go check on my bets. As straight up, man, Michigan killing my big boy parlay at the beginning of the day. Doesn't feel great. Actually, Michigan knocked out my 11-leg parlay and my 4-leg parlay to start the morning. But that's all good. You can't hit on everything. Sucks that I hit on the other 3 games. Is what it is. All right, how are we looking right now? So my 3-legger. All right, to be fair, Vandy and Alabama are trending in the right direction. I took the over at 55.5. It looks like I'm gonna hit on Georgia State plus, and I bet it up to plus 21.5. Louisville, will they win by a touchdown? I don't know. I'm feeling good about my same leg parlay for this game. I took the over at 55.5, and I took Vandy plus. I bet them up to 14.5. I also have a by itself bet 55.5 over. Got a 2-leg parlay for tonight. I took Mississippi State plus 17.5 and Miami on the money line. I also took Mississippi State by themselves plus 17.5. I bet up Miami minus 6.5 in a solo bet. So those are my current live bets. We could take a look at my 11-leg parlay that dude, I should have hit my 4-legger Michigan. Technically, my 11-leg parlay should still be alive, if not for Michigan, because I'm looking pretty good. So let me tell y'all about my 11-leg parlay. So the game that went astray on me, Michigan, I took them minus 16.5. Wisconsin, late field goal at the end. They don't get the onside kick. And Michigan almost runs it in for a touchdown to help me cover. They do not. Illinois minus 6.5 hit. Kentucky plus 21.5 hit. Wake Forest plus 5.5 hit. Then the rest of these games are still up. Louisville minus 6.5. We'll see. Georgia State plus 21.5. I took the over in Vandy, Alabama at 55.5. Maryland plus 7.5. Looking great. Michigan plus 14.5. They're only down 7. Mississippi State plus 17.5. And then Nevada plus 14.5. That's going to hurt if I only miss on that Michigan game. AB was just a head case. Yeah, he was. He also had what? Yeah, didn't he have like the what do they call it? Ice burn, frostbite. Didn't he have frostbite on his feet? Got Durr, Miami. Will Miami stomp the crap out of Florida State and make them look like a roadkill on the I-75? Perhaps. Next weekend's going to be nuts. We got 4 ranked matchups. As it stands, matter of fact, let's take a look at next week's ranked matchups. All right, so these are Saturday games. Ohio State, Illinois. Oh, actually, Alabama. I don't know if Alabama loses. I don't know if I want to do this Mizzou game. We'll see. All right. Oh my gosh, Indiana, Oregon, and then Oklahoma, Texas. Red River shootout. That's right. It's not the Red River rivalry. Red River shootout, for goodness sake. We're probably doing Indiana, Oregon, but then I'll probably have Oklahoma, Texas on my phone. Let's see. The only other matchup I would think about doing would probably be Alabama, Missouri, but if Alabama loses, I don't know if I end up doing that game. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. Man. What a wild day of college football it has already been. Dude, let's pull up this Boise game. I want to take a gander at that. Yeah, and after we'll look at the Boise Notre Dame game, and then we'll go over some of the games that ended earlier. I don't know which games to stream earlier. It's gonna be a tough one next week. All right, doesn't look like Maddox Madison's doing anything crazy, or does it look like the run game's been all that nuts? Jeremiah Love looks very efficient on the ground. Oh, we've had a couple of fumbles, but no fumbles lost. Let's go to the play-by-play. Like, are we just getting like some 3 and outs, whatever, for... All right, so Notre Dame turned it over on downs after a 73-yard drive. Boise State punt, Notre Dame TD, Boise State punt, 7 plays, 9 yards. Ugh. Must have been a sack at the end of that. 3 and out for Notre Dame, 3 and out for Boise. 5 plays, 30 yards. Turnover on downs for Notre Dame. Touchdown for Boise. Touchdown for Notre Dame. And then an interception prior to the half for Boise. All right, let's take a look. Earlier in the day, Georgia runs through Kentucky 35-14. Kentucky late touchdown for the cover. Oh, Cincinnati, Iowa State. Cincinnati wins 38-30. Get out to a 17-0 lead in the first quarter. Keep in mind, Iowa State without their starting corners in Jeremiah Cooper and Jontez Williams. Feel like both those players return for their final season. given the ACL injuries. Michigan, they beat Wisconsin 24-10. Illinois beats Purdue 43-27. 27 points is what Illinois scored in the second quarter, by the way. Penn State beats Boston College 48-7. Penn State sporting a new quarterback today. I think he's a freshman or a redshirt freshman. They list him here as just a freshman. Heinskell. I don't know how to say that name. Cade Klubnik and company just curb stomp. Bill Belichick in North Carolina 38-10. Baylor, late pick 6, gives them the lead, and they hold on 35-34 to beat Kansas State. Navy beats Air Force to remain undefeated 34-31. Army, they beat UAB 31-13. Ball State beats Ohio 20-14. Wake Forest, they beat Virginia Tech 30-23. Temple, they beat UTSA 27-21. And then, of course, NC State. They only needed 4 carries from Hollywood Smothers. He goes over 123 yards. They beat the living tar out of Campbell. Penn State, 40-yard touchdown to Khalil Dinkins. Dinkins, man, I was going to watch him to wrap up my my mid-season tight end rankings. I was like, I could probably hold off till the second half of the season. Shucks. Makes me want to go back and watch them. Actually, we'll keep these games up on the screen. Oh, MSU fan, how many times do I got to answer this question about kids? It's not changing week to week, bro. Quit asking about it. Golly, dude. Sick'em Bears. Woo. Woo, indeed. What does MSU have to do to get ranked? Stop losing games. How did Texas do today? Not looking great right now. They're down 12 in the swamp. What happened to Drew Aller? Nothing happened. He's the same player we've seen. Everyone and their mom's been saying, hey, the dude's got to step up in big time moments, and he just doesn't. Like we saw a little smidget, a little taste of that in the Big Ten championship game last year, but not enough, unfortunately, not enough. Arch is mediocre. Arch is a first-year starter. I'm willing to let it play out for the season. Whoa! So Mark Sanchez has been arrested for battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. Holy smokes. After reports coming out that he got stabbed. And this was 12 a.m. in the morning? Dude, bro, what's up? Oh. Michigan State's lost one game and they're losing right now. What have they? What on paper has Michigan State done to warrant them to be ranked? Let me ask you that. Answer that question, my friend. What has Michigan State done to make you believe they're a top 25 team? Master J, what are your thoughts on Jalen Catalan? Is he a legit NFL prospect? Yes, but not a draftable one, largely in part because he's a little undersized and he's got a crazy injury history. Actually, let's go to my draft guide. Let me tell you exactly what I think about Jalen Catalan. He will be 25 by the time of his rookie year as well. So, honestly, the biggest thing for him is probably the injury history. He's coming in officially verified. We'll see in the offseason draft process. 5'10", 200 pounds. So not terrible weight. He's a little girthy, but not ideal height. But it's fine. He's a center fielder anyway. But look at this injury history. Look at this injury history. So he only appeared in one game his senior season of high school because of an ACL injury. And then in 2019 at Arkansas, after he played in 4 games, had a redshirt because he suffered a labrum tear. 2020, he started in all 10 games despite meniscus surgery before the season. So another injury there. Started in the first 6 games, but had his season cut short because of a shoulder injury and a broken hand. 2022, he injured his shoulder in the season opener, ended up missing the season as he underwent reconstructive surgery. Goes to Texas, no injury there. He had a lower leg injury that caused him to miss a game, but he ended up not seeing much action after that just because Texas had crazy depth. Goes to UNLV, has his first fully healthy season collegiately. It's a crazy injury history. They beat a solid Boston College team. All right, let's talk about this solid Boston College team. I don't know if you're aware of this. That solid Boston College team got mopped by Pittsburgh. 3-2 Pittsburgh, 48-7. That solid Boston College team. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what they deserve to get ranked. Here, the USC game, they hung around. Okay, cool. They hung around. That's cool. USC, I think they're a quality team. But you tell me, you go look at the AP right now, or you go look at my college football rankings, which might be a little better, but that's just opinion. Who would you rank Michigan State over? Pitt's good, man? How? Okay, well, if Pitt's good and so is Boston College, how is there a 42 or what, 41 point difference between Pittsburgh good, Boston College good? Stop. Just stop. Boston College isn't a good win, especially when you went to the wire with them. Charles has got some interesting tools. Will he be, I think he's going to be a legit draft prospect. I don't know how high, though. I consider him returning because he's very young. Dude, bro, your Michigan State's like a 6-7 win team. Get over it. Sorry, bro. The better team doesn't always win. Correct. I get that. Boston College is a lower level ACC team. Sorry, not sorry. All right. Pavio coming out slinging, getting a quick first down to Cheryl. What team are you putting? What team are you taking out of the top 25 to put in Michigan State, who's The best thing about them this year is they lost by like what, 2 touchdowns to USC? Like, I don't want to hear it. If you were to tell me, okay, they played Pittsburgh down to the wire, okay. Boston College, come on. How is Boston? Okay, okay. MSU fan, you are extremely biased. You are blinded by your bias. If you're going to say Boston College is an upper third of the ACC, what? What does that even mean? Let's just go. I'm just going to take a quick gander at this nonsense that you've put on my screen. This nonsense, as in this opinion that I have no idea how you can vouch for it. Let's look at the ACC. All right, Boston College, currently 1-4. Yep. That's the signs of a good team there. Oh, Pavio. Oh, they had the first down. I think that's Richardson that dropped it. All right, so Boston College, I'll put them ahead of North Carolina. I'm not putting them ahead of teams like FSU, SMU, Miami. I wouldn't put them ahead of Clemson. I don't think I'd put them ahead of Wake Forest at this point. I'm not putting them ahead of NC State. Virginia Tech, we could talk. So those are 2 teams, North Carolina, Virginia Tech. Okay, maybe we could say Stanford. I think, didn't Stanford get the win over? No, I think Boston College beat Stanford, actually. No, Stanford beat Boston College by 10. So, okay, that's probably the level we're talking about here. Pavio running, and he's going to be tackled short of the first. They are around midfield, though. Could be somewhere you go for it. Dude, yeah, no, legitimately, they are in the bottom. They are in the bottom of the ACC. What is this nonsense? They're on par with teams like North Carolina, Virginia Tech, Stanford. Stop with this nonsense and propaganda. All right, we're actually going to get a punt here. Kind of a line drive. And he's tackled. Don't know why he fielded that one. But he goes down at the 11. Alabama's going to get the ball. Who did Boston College beat? Okay, they beat California. California, that's their only loss of the year, I believe. Yeah, California's 4-1. They're a middle of the pack ACC team. And even if they weren't, what's your point? They're a bottom third of the ACC. Just stop nonsense. Dump up to Cuevas, who gets the first down to about the 23. Look at what Boston College did last year, because that matters when it comes to this year. Yeah, Cal's a solid team. To your point, sometimes the worst team beats the better team. Every dog has their day. But more times than not, Boston College ain't having that day. They're 1-4, bro. Just stop. Get out of here. All right. Simpson having time to throw, going deep. He has Ryan Williams. Catches it. Gets down to about the 22 of Vandy. What a big time play. All right, MSU fan. I'm going to hit you with a timeout just because you're being silly. Golly, bro. Someone put this guy in a corner. Oh, this one time. Last year, dude, Oklahoma. Not a good team. Middle of the pack, probably, in the SEC at best. They beat Alabama, who I would say was like a tier 2 SEC team last year. They weren't Texas. They weren't Georgia. But I'd put them in that Ole Miss, South Carolina bucket. You're out here trying to do math, and it's like, I don't even know. Oh, Ananias, occasionally I'll get on people's butts. It's mostly in jest. All right, we got 2nd and 5 at the Vandy 18. Can the Vandy defense get a big stop? Like, what mental gymnastics to do? Well, since this team beat this one other team, and that team's definitely they're 4-1, which makes now Boston College 4-1, which means Michigan State's win versus Boston College is better than what it actually is. Nonsense. Bama didn't get snubbed from the playoffs. When you lose to Oklahoma and Vandy, good team last year, I think they still finished, 7-5? Sorry, those are bad losses. Oh, we got a wildcat formation here. Oh, and that was Bernard trying to run outside. Doesn't go well. It's going to be 4th and 8. We're going to get a field goal here. Yeah, no, I think the playoff committee for the most part got it right last year. If you're going to have a happy medium of like resume, like you could not include SMU because they said they weren't going to hold losses in the conference championship games against teams. So if you're looking at just their regular season record, 11-1, I don't think there's any mental gymnastics you can do to say this Power 4 team that has only one loss doesn't deserve to be in it over this team from the Power 4 with 3 losses. If it was like, okay, 11-1 SMU and like 10-2 South Carolina, I think you could then have that conversation. But 9-3 to 11-1, I don't think you really can. Bama would have beaten SMU head to head. Every dog has their day, bud. Just like you said, every dog has their day. If Bama wanted to get in the playoff, should have won more games. Sorry. I have no remorse for Bama. Bama had better wins and they had worse losses. Matter of fact, they had 3 worse losses than SMU. I have no idea if Aller got benched. I'm not watching that game. Let's see. Looking up Drew Aller on the X right now. I'm not seeing anything about Aller being benched yet, but but maybe. Well, I mean, to be fair, Alabama had all their starters in that bowl game and got pounded by Michigan. So that's not a bad thing to cite. It's not like citing Florida State when they went undefeated, didn't make the playoff because of SEC bias. And then all their team was either heading to the draft or in the transfer portal. People were like, see, Georgia destroyed Florida State. They didn't deserve to be in. But it was like, yeah, they faced the Florida State third team. What do you mean? That's not fair. Kind of a different case when, I don't know, all your starters were playing in the bowl game and you got washed, got waxed. All right, 1st and 10. Didn't hit the field goal whistle. Let's do that for Alabama real quick. 17-14 Alabama. Pavio is going to run with the football, picks up about a yard. Remember, people, context matters. All right. Pavio throwing it, gets it to Stowers. And they're going to say he's just short of the first. About a foot short. Hey, we got a super chat. Favorite movie, show, song, singer, book, and president? Oh my gosh. For $2, I'll answer 2 of those. Favorite movie? I like The Truman Show. Anchorman's a close second. I like funny. All right, we got a handoff in the pistol. Pavio's going to keep it, and he's dropped for a loss. He actually should have handed that sucker off. Would have got the first. I don't even know who my favorite president would be. I don't know if I have a favorite president. George Washington? Yo, James Madison kind of slapped, if we're being honest. I don't really have a favorite show. I'll tell you what's a good show. Golden Girls, baby. Golden Girls is amazing. Singer, I used to be a big Lupe Fiasco fan. Honestly, haven't really listened to him much since Food and Liquor 2, I thought was an okay album. And I didn't really listen to him after that. Yeah, but I mean, he's always been a guy that I just love his work. That was kind of my dude. I don't know if I have a current guy. UCLA is up by 12. Don't look now. Penn State trying to avoid the upset. Honestly, if you took UCLA plus 24.5, you could care less. What's my opinion on BYU this year? I'm not quite sure, man. I'm not. I watched the West Virginia game because I took West Virginia plus 20.5. And I don't know, man. At times the offense leaves me wanting more. I think the defense is relatively solid. I really like Isaiah Glasker. Oh, who's the other linebacker they got there? It's like Josh Kelly or something. John Kelly. Kelly. Who is it? Jack Kelly. They're relatively solid, so like BYU, I don't know, man. I have to see them against legit competition, which they just haven't faced yet. Like, let's look at their schedule thus far this year. I mean, dude, don't get me wrong. Their schedule is going to ramp up because they get Arizona, which that's a good squad. Utah, They go to Iowa State. They go to Texas Tech. They have to face TCU, and then Cincinnati is looking like a dog too. So like their second half of the schedule is way harder. But yeah, they really haven't played anyone as of yet. Colorado might be the best team they played thus far this season. That's not really saying much. So I don't really know how to feel about BYU just yet. Do you have a favorite play of all time in NFL? Mine is Lynch. Great run in the Beastquake. Is that what they call it? Favorite play all time? Favorite player, dude. Patrick Surtain. That's my dude. I love Patrick Surtain. I love what Patrick Surtain II has looked like. Like, I loved that Dolphins defense. Like, low key, like, I used to be a big Ronnie Brown, Chris Chambers guy. Of course, Dan Marino. But unfortunately, like, I became a fan, or at least my first memories of being a fan because I was a kid, was near the end of Marino. Favorite play? To be real, I think I got more favorite college plays than NFL plays. I mean, there's plays that I think are absolutely hilarious, like Antonio Brown just karate kicking the punter, hilarious. Oh, Simpson, he's scrambling, he's looking, he's slinging, he finds 17. Who is that? That's Brooks. Not familiar with him. And not Ja'Cory Brooks. He's in the NFL now. Notre Dame's up 21-7 now, by the way. Oh, favorite play. I mean, I think one of the most exciting ones was it was St. Louis Rams. It was that Gray Show on Turf versus Steve McNair in the Titans, and McNair coming up a yard short. Was that Kevin Dyson, I believe? That was probably one of my favorite like plays. And then earlier in that playoff series, you had the Music City Miracle too. So, what do I think of the Minneapolis Miracle? It was unfortunate for Marcus Williams. Didn't need to come in for the big hit. All you had to do was wrap up the tackler. And instead, he takes out his own man. That one was more unfortunate. All right, we got 2nd and 10 at the Vandy 49. All right, Simpson escaping the pocket, picks up like 3 yards. That's another thing with Ty Simpson. You look at him versus Florida State versus here today, he does such a better job of actually getting out of the pocket and making a play. All right, here comes 3rd and 9. Simpson going over the middle, and he's got it, man. That's Bernard, old reliable. The no pass interference in 2018. Was that the Rams Saints game? Because that's the one I remember that was like, wow, that is such a blatant pass interference. I don't know if that's what you're referencing. I'm not really good with years. All right, Simpson dropping back on 1st and 10. And he's stepping up. No, he's running. And he's going to be sacked. Oh, the ball came out. I think that was forced by the ground. They're not going to, no whistle. They're going to let it play out. Now, no whistle. I think he's down. We're going to hold up because that's a combination of the turnover kazoo and the cowbell. We might have a strip 6, but I think he was down. I think the ball forced the fumble, or the ground forced the fumble. Yeah, he's down. Yeah, he's down. It's a sack, not a fumble. Yeah, not close. Hey, I'm glad the officials let it play out, though, because you could always go back. Instead of blowing the play dead, you're like, okay, no, we could go look at this and undo it. Aller's getting his throwing arm looked at. Ooh, not good. I don't know who the backup is for Penn State. Uh-oh, Virginia's up 21-14 on Louisville. Get it together, Louisville. His backup is a freshman who has an arm. That's all you need. Yep, down. It's going to be a sack. Going to be sacking in 20. Oh, excuse me, second and 15, I think is what they said on the. Believe that's what the official said. Second and 15. All right, we got a tight bunch up top. 3 receivers. You got Horton in motion. No handoff, no fake, and he's slinging this out quick to Horton, which that puts him about 5 to 6 yards short of the first. Uh-oh. Some pushing and shoving going on, and Simpson wants them to go up tempo. Florida's up 29-14. Woof. All right, here comes 3rd and 6. And they are going to bring in pressure. Simpson's going to step up, use his feet to get the first, and then some. Stays in bounds, gets to about the 10. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I mean, this Vandy, if you could hold him to another field goal, that's huge. Nintendo Mike, that's fine and all. When do you think the Bills should draft a quarterback? That's my question. When do you draft this backup quarterback? Which Mitch Trubisky's been a fine backup for them. Nico had a sick throw. Nico's got some tools. All right, they faked the handoff. Jeremy Menard going out. Simpson's going to just sit there and take the sack. Why? Throw that away. He really wanted something to get open. Maybe there was something crossing that he saw and was hoping he could hold on to the last minute to get. Oh, I see. He wanted to go corner to the end zone, or at least sideline of the end zone. Round 5 and beyond, yeah. I would say even round 4 is okay to get a backup quarterback and develop them. Okay, just making sure we're not talking day 2, day 1. All right, Simpson's going to dump it. Ball's batted. It's going to be 3rd and 20. Bills just brought back Bouchel. No need to use a pick. That's fair. Yeah, there's a guy you could develop. Excuse me. All right, Simpson dropping back. He's going to dump it to Jam Miller, who will be down about the 13, putting him about 12 yards short of the first down. And big stop by Vandy. UCLA refs bad, or the refs in the UCLA games bad? Drew Aller throw. Oh, is Aller back in the game? Just like that, 6-point ball game. 20-14, currently 34 total points. If we could get a touchdown, I don't know if we'll get a touchdown before the end of the third, because I would feel better about my 55-point over if they were above 40 points. But hey, it is what it is what it is. Wow, that's a high quality H2O. All right, let's see what's going on the Twitske. So Dallas Wilson, another touchdown here. So yeah, Dallas Wilson's second touchdown of the day. Oh, dude, pick 6. That's what scored Virginia a touch. Oh my gosh, Miller Moss. That's his that's back-to-back games with pick 6s. What the heck? Yeah, that's an ugly pick 6. Oh, MSU fan, you're speaking like Michigan State's doing well. Tied up, heck yeah. I'm okay with Michigan State winning. I don't care if they win. I just don't want them to lose by 13 or more points. I would like it if they could cover. Golly, so many of my other bets are looking fine. Oh, this Louisville one's going to hurt. That makes me sad. Uh-oh, watch out, Penn State. It's a one-score ball game. So let me see this play-by-play. Because I don't recall if someone said Drew Aller was back in. Okay, it looks like Aller is currently in the game. Florida beating Texas should put Florida in the top 5, according to MSU's fan logic. No kidding. Well, I agree that you could use the same guy, which would not be a bad idea. I'm not sure if they bring him back. What are we talking about? Yeah, I kind of figure he's in the game hurt. I'm just seeing if he was playing. All right. Yeah. Skater boy, yeah, we talked about that earlier about Mark Sanchez. All right, Pavio coming out here on 1st and 10 trying to run it. Picks up about 3, maybe 4 if they're lucky. Mm. All right, 2nd and 7 after the 3-yard gain. Pavio dropping back, looking to sling it over the middle, and he gets it. And that's Hoskins with the 1st down. All right, we got 3 seconds left. I don't know if they're going to get this sucker off, and they're not. All right, we're going to the 4th, baby. The 4th. Alabama 20. Vandy 14. All right, we're going to pop this sucker over here. Hit the refresh. All right. So we got UCLA up 34-28 on Penn State. Florida, they're up 29-14, but watch out. Texas, they're trying to move down the field. Boise's down 21-7 to Notre Dame. Louisville, choking it for your boy here. They're down 10 to Virginia. Oklahoma's up 30-0 on Kent State. Are these only the ranked matchups? There we go. Arizona's up 41-13 on Oklahoma State. Maryland up 20-3 on Washington. Washington, though, in scoring position in the red zone, and they score a touchdown to Denzel Boston. So they're going to make it a 10-point ball game. Northwestern rolling through Louisiana Monroe. App State's up 27-21 on Oregon State. Syracuse, they're down. They're down big, but looks like they might get a touchdown. But they're down 28. UConn's up big against Florida International. James Madison, they're up 14-7 on Georgia State. Akron, they're up 28-19 on Central Michigan. Buffalo, Eastern Michigan are tied up at 21. Miami, Ohio is up 28-14 on Northern Illinois. Nebraska and Michigan State are all tied up at 14. Texas State and Arkansas State are all tied up at 10. And ODU, they're up 7-0 on Coastal Carolina. Oh, Alabama doesn't. Oh, they don't have any Alabama stats. No sacks for Alabama. Oh, I guess it is Pavio. He runs. He scrambles. All right. Remember, after this, we're going to be doing Miami, Florida State. I'm going to root for my Hurricanes. But before we get back to Vandy, Alabama, I'm going to give a quick shout.
We love the NFL draft.
To my draft guide.
We love the NFL draft, and now my draft guide is available for purchase. It comes with over 500 player backgrounds and close to 300 player evals. It updates throughout the whole draft cycle. So when I add a new eval or I change my rankings, you're going to be the first to know. It's going to have all the pro day and combine numbers along with analytics, and it's a Google spreadsheet for right now. So you have to include your email with the purchase, but we will be switching over to a website at the end of the year. And if you get it now, it's going to be cheaper now than it will be later. It's a great way to support the channel. And as always, much appreciated, much obliged.
Yes. Draft question. If Drew misses time, will it hurt his draft stock? I don't know, man. I'm thinking people are viewing him more as a day 2 prospect now. It's at least where I would have him. All right, we got a 2nd and 8 here for the Commodores. Pavio, shotgun, empty backfield, gets it out quick. And that's Cheryl. It's going to be about 2 yards short of the first. MSU fan, literally, you could check the description and you will find out all the ways you can purchase the draft guide. All right, 3rd and 1. They got a man in motion. Pavio's going to hold on to it. It's a throw. And that's Spence, the backup tight end, for not just a first down, but a massive play. And he's going to be down at the 17, putting them in the red zone. Let's go. Dang, Hubbard saw that a little too late because he got up to play the run. Got caught out of position. All right, 1st and 10 here. And fake the handoff. Pavio dropping back, going over the middle, and it's intercepted. He forced it over the middle. Man. And that's Keon Sabb, who he just got better position than the wide receiver. Was able to cut in front of him. Very nice. Dexy. If Drew falls to the 2nd, that'd be huge for the Rams, so they could use their 2 first picks on big needs and still get a QB. I think best fits them. Yeah. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think Aller's pretty solid. Like I think he's solid day 2 just because he checks a lot of boxes when it comes to what you want from a prototypical quarterback. It's just I wish we've seen more from him. I wish we've just seen him grow as a passer, but he feels like the same guy we've had the last 2.5 seasons. Oh, targeting. Oh no, targeting on Zane Durant. Oh, that means he's going to be out for the first half of their next game. That's unfortunate. Man, these red zone turnovers. They're killing the over for me, man. I mean, I will say I think Aller is a fine guy to develop to potentially be a replacement for Stafford. I don't know. If you're the Rams, I think there's more of a. To be fair, Stafford's still playing phenomenal football. So maybe you do have a few years to develop a guy if you want. I was gonna say maybe they're just given his age, they're in more of a dire need to get a guy that can maybe potentially start from the get-go, or at the very least can play real soon. I don't know if Aller's that guy that can play real soon, despite his experience. All right, here comes the Bama offense. Simpson dumping it to Riley on the screen, who goes and gets the first down at about the 34. All right, Simpson dropping back. Might be a free play. Goes incomplete, but let's see what the penalty is. So offsides on the defense. Where do I see Aller going? I mean, as of right now, I'm probably going to have a day 2 grade on him. I don't know where other people might have him. But it's not really even like you don't see him perform in the big moment, but it's just his passes are all over the place at this point. He just doesn't throw with touch well right now. All right, 1st and 5. Simpson's going to keep it, and then he's going to try to dump it to Ryan Williams, who actually maybe loses a yard there. 2nd and 6. UCLA has shown so many trick plays, Skater Boy. Well, I mean, in a big game like that, that's kind of to be expected. Oh, feels like, yep, injury timeout. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Whoa. All right, we're coming back here with 11:52 in the game. 2nd and 5 for the Crimson Tide. All right. Simpson rolling out, dumps it. And that was Rico Scott. So it's going to be about 3rd and 5. Really no gain there. Targeted on Zaki Wheatley. No, I love Wheatley. Oh, jeez. I don't think Indianapolis is, at least if they're continue to play like this, I don't think they fire their head coach. Nintendo Mike. All right, 3rd and 5. We got trips up top in a bunch formation, a little triangle formation there. Dropping back. He's getting rushed out of the pocket. He's looking around and he dumps it. What a pass on the run. And he finds Horton for the 1st down. Let's go. Now, Horton did a good job of knowing, okay, this guy's going to break towards Simpson. So I'm going to go upfield. All right, handoff here. That's Jam Miller for about 5. All right, dropping back, handoff again to Jam. Might be marked a yard, like maybe a foot short. Yeah, it's going to be 3rd in inches. Bama is starting to slow the pace here, trying to win the time of possession. Oh, wow, they actually get quick. So they kind of fake the quarterback sneak, and instead it's kind of like a sweep play. Not half bad, not half bad. Easy 1st down. But yeah, they're controlling the clock at this point. Nintendo Mike, I hard disagree. I don't even think the GM will go because he's done such a good job with the draft. The only thing they haven't really been able to hit on is the quarterback. Like, honestly, if they win 9 games, I think front office, coaching staff's fine. Hand off to Jam Miller for about 6 yards. I don't think they really. Nintendo might, if they're gonna axe the GM, I imagine the coach will be axed as well. I don't get why you go looking for a new GM if you're going to keep the same coaching staff you've had for the last 3 years. Another handoff to Jam Miller, who has the corner. He's down at about the Vandy 30. I will say, yeah, it's not always the case, but I mean, Steichen, they've had this 3-year ride with them, and they might not necessarily have the quarterback unless you bring back Daniel Jones. He continues to have a good year. You finish over 500. There's no way if the Colts finish over 500, they're going to retain. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on the Colts GM? Ballard. They're going to retain Ballard. Ballard was the guy that brought in Shane Steichen. Yeah, Tigers making the playoffs in general. Pretty solid. But again, I'm a Marlins fan. I stopped paying attention about the All-Star break. So, all right, 2nd and 2. We're down to 6 minutes left to play, by the way. Another handoff here. Can't tell if that's Jam or if that's Riley. It's Riley. So we're going to get a third. Okay, Mike, what's your reasoning then for axing the GM despite a winning record and retaining the coaching staff? What reason would there be for that? All right, here comes 3rd and 1. Simpson at the line. Hands it. It's going to, there it is, Caden Proctor. Big 74, all 300 not necessarily 360 pounds. I've heard he's been trying to reshape his body, but he gets the first down. I don't know who's on Seattle, who Seattle did not decide to put on their playoff roster. I saw Toronto's not going to go with like early Bobichet's injured. He's not going to be back. Hand off to Jam Miller. He's inside the 15. But also what? Max Scherzer's not going to be a part of the division round roster. So I don't know. Again, I don't follow baseball like that. I'm slowly getting back into it because I kind of like to have it on in the background while I'm doing my summer evals. So, all right, I'll get to Nintendo Mike in a sec. First here, 2nd and 5. It's a handoff. And that is Jam Miller for about a yard. There's a chance, he says, probably will be the case, but I'm not sure what they will do. Missing the playoffs and wanting to start with a new owner. Well, there's not going to be there's not a change in ownership. Irsay's daughters. Okay, I thought so. Irsay's daughters are going to be the owners there. So you're not getting a change in ownership. It's staying in the family. My whole premise was if they go above 500, I don't think it even matters if they make the playoffs. You go above 500 with a winning record. Why would you axe the ownership? Why would you axe the front office, axe the GM, and not the head coach? Do you know how you succeed in the NFL? When you can tie a GM and a coach together. Bring them in as a unit. That way you have a cohesive, I guess, approach to what your vision for the team is. Like, I don't know how you could justify axing Chris Ballard, who has done wonders draft wise. Would you like to see a little more free agent success? Probably, sure. But at least in terms of drafting, like, dude, he's been phenomenal. He's been solid. I don't want to say phenomenal. I just don't get, not if you're gonna axe the GM, why not axe the coaching staff? Like, what have they done aside of, like, hey, let's first move in here. I want Anthony Richardson, and he ends up not being it. Yeah, UCLA is up by 7. All right, 3rd and 4. Here we go. 4:16 left to play. They're bringing in pressure, a blitz. Gets it out there. Ryan Williams, drops it. Diving catch would have been short anyway. Ryan Williams has had some untimely drops this year, unfortunately. So it's going to be a field goal here that will push it to a 2-score game. When was the last time they made the playoffs? I don't know. I don't know when was the last time they made the playoffs. Okay, so if they don't make the playoffs, they axe the GM and the coaching staff? Is that what you're saying? All right, 2-score lead, guys. 9-point game. 4:08 left to play. But Mike, why wouldn't you axe the coaching staff? That's what I'm saying. This whole discussion we're having was, you said, I could see them axing the GM and not the coaching staff. That's my whole argument is, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you axe? Why would you just axe the GM and not the coaching staff? When the GM was a large part of bringing in Shane Steichen. And plus, this team has showed a lot of improvements this year. And yeah, is it sexy that Daniel Jones is the guy right now? No, but the defense is greatly improved under Coach Lou. They nailed on Liatu Latu. Oh, we got a good return here. Out to about the 35 to 36. Coaches usually get 3 to 4 years. Not necessarily. And if you're talking 3 to 4 years, fun fact, 3 years. This is the 3rd year of Shane Steichen. I mean, shoot, let's take a look at, oh, there's a flag down. So we got unnecessary roughness on Vandy, unfortunately. All right. Okay, Dennis Allen was a longtime coach. Matt Eberflus had a bit of a, I think he may have been 4 years. Gerard Mayo was 1 year. Doug Peterson was what, maybe 2 years? Antonio Pierce was 1 year. Mike McCarthy just didn't resign. How long was Robert Saleh the head coach? Robert Saleh. I feel like it was on that 3-year period. Okay, so it was 4 years. 2021, 2, 3, and 4. So 4 years. All right. 1st and 10 for Vandy at their own 13 after the penalty. All right. We got fake handoff. Pavio rolling out, and he's throwing this on the run. It's incomplete. If they don't have, dude, Nintendo might. Okay. If you're saying coaches usually get a 4th year if they don't have 2 to 3 losing seasons. I just gave you cases of coaches that had 1 year and lost. Dude, we're talking about Mike McDaniel's potentially getting the axe this year. Mike McDaniel. And what? He's had, I think he's had one win-in, 1 losing season. All right, Pavio dropping back. Here comes the pressure. He's rolling. He's scrambling. He's going to take it. He's going to get the first down. Mike McDaniel. Oh, no, this is year 3 for him. Or year 4, excuse me. All right, Pavio dropping back again. And gets it to Cheryl on the outside. So he's had 2. He's essentially had 2 winning seasons. They're coming off a losing season where it was 8 and 9, and we're talking about replacing him. It's wild. McDaniel's made the playoffs twice. No, he only made it. I'm pretty sure he only made it once. He did not make the playoffs twice. We only had that 1 year where we played against Kansas City. Pavio rolling, and he throws this. Thrown as he hit as he throw. Dang. Was that Sab on the pressure? Keon Sab getting after it. Oh, they make it in 2022? I mean, regardless, okay, he's had 2 trips to the playoffs, and we're talking about firing the guy. Oh, yeah, we had a close playoff game. Isn't that nice? All right, 3rd and 5 here for Pavia. Oh, and he gets it. And they're calling it caught. Texas Tutty, nice. But Sykin, he hasn't won anything. Oh, no. The ball hit the ground. It's an incomplete pass. He lost the locker room? How's he lost the locker room? He lost Tyreek Hill. How's he lost the locker room? What tells you he has lost the locker room? Please inform me how he has lost the locker room. I'm not saying he's the most disciplined head coach in the NFL, but his players want to play for him. They're happy to play for him. The way they're playing? No, dude, have you seen that roster, Nintendo Mike? Are you serious? We have one of the thinnest rosters in the NFL. We have one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. We have one of the worst offensive lines in the NFL. The way they're playing for him? No, it's because we have a cruddy team. Come on. They're not playing hard. Oh, they didn't play hard in Buffalo a week ago? That wasn't a hard-fought loss? Okay. I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. All right, they need this 4th and 5. We got 2:41, 2:46 left in the game. On top of that, we're also the Dolphins extremely hurt right now too. You thought our secondary isn't only bad, it's thin because of injury too. All right, he's going down. It's intercepted. That's game. There's a flag. There's hope. Oh, no. And now there's a flag. Oh, my gosh. Vandy, what are you doing? There was a flag on the interception, which maybe, okay, are we going to get rough in the passer? Are we going to get maybe pass interference? But then a Vandy offensive lineman hits a player on his way out of bounds. It's going to nullify. Maybe we get wait, that should mean a repeat of 4th down. But still, you're costing yourself potentially a automatic 1st down. Again, if the initial penalty was on Alabama. Okay, so it was on both teams. So Holden on the defense. Okay, so they are going to get the 1st down. That penalty is going to move forward. Since it was an after the play, that penalty is going to come after the 1st down. Okay, cool. I thought they might be nullifying penalties. I thought it was nullifying penalties. Okay. So it's 1st down, but they're at the Alabama 25. Dude, Vandy's got to move the ball, man. You're down 2 scores, bro. All right, Pavio dropping back, dumps it. Richardson, you got to hurry back. Hurry back. It's going to be 2nd and 4, tackled in bounds. Clock is a ticking, a tick, 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 tick. You only have 2 timeouts. You get the 2-minute timeout as well. Pavio dropping back. And he's going down the field, and it's kind of forces it. It's into triple coverage, but really no one around it to make a play. So it is what it is. Nintendo Mike, you're right about injuries. I don't say that they didn't play hard against the Bills. They did, but injuries are going to happen, and you have to be ready for them when they do. Well, yeah, that's the problem. We have thin depth. It's not they don't play hard for... Wait, you're contradicting yourself. You said he's lost the locker room, but at the same time... Okay, hold on. Okay, Pavio's rolling out. Dumps it, 1st down to Stowers. So you said they're not... Okay, I don't get... Lost the locker room. And how you could tell he's lost the locker room is by the way that they're playing. And now you're saying, well, it's not that they're not playing hard, but they're not ready when injury happens. Most teams aren't ready when injury happens. A lot of that is involved with the depth and roster construction. We have the worst, and I'm going to say it, the worst GM in football. We're stinking Chris Greer. And we are thin in depth. So when injuries happen, guess what? Yeah. We're putting in not starting caliber, not even backup caliber players to fill in for these roles. That's not on Mike McDaniel. I don't get it. I don't get the logic there. He's lost the locker room because, when injuries hit, the backups don't play well. Some of the starters aren't playing well. Jonas Avenea, I loved him. I wanted him. Didn't necessarily want to trade up for him, but he was a guy I wanted in the draft. Horrible thus far. He has been terrible this year. The whole right side of our offensive line, gone. Our secondary, the cornerback room, for the most part, it's toasted. And it's really just free agents we brought in, and Rasul Douglas and Jack Jones. Again, I'm not saying stinking Mike McDaniel is like the most disciplined head coach. This is his first head coaching gig. He is a young head coach who is learning on the job. He is still one of the best offensive minds. And I would rather him stick around and learn to be a leader of men just because of how much he brings for us offensively. Anthony Weaver's eventually going to be a good DC. He's just strapped with a very bad defense. A lot of that has to do with Chris Greer and how he's managed the team. It's been terrible. I don't even know how we got on this topic. UCLA won? Love it. I love me a good upset. I can't wait to see Penn State still ranked after this. How do you rank 3-2 Penn State after this? Like, I get, okay, cool. They lost at home, but it was double overtime to Oregon, who's the top 3 team in the nation. You go to UCLA Pasadena and you lose. Not only do you lose, you have to come back from a big margin to lose to a winless UCLA team who just fired their head coach a few weeks ago. How do you rank Penn State? I'll tell you how. You don't. But they'll be ranked. I bet you money they'll still even be in the top 20, I bet. Oh, girl, your tan lines are woof. All right, man. Vandy, it's 1st and 10 at their own 39. 2 minutes left. You need quick scores. Pavio rolling out. Oh, and he's sacked. What are we doing? I don't even like a bootleg to the opposite side of your quarterback's throwing hand to where he's running. He's going to have to like turn and make a throw like this. Why not? Like, I get you don't want to bootleg to the short side of the field, but still bad drop. Was that Stowers? Stowers he's had a few drops today, man. All right, just to remind everybody, we are doing Florida State. Take it on Miami. It's in Tallahassee. We're going to be streaming that right after this. All right, Pavio dropping back, stepping up. Not going to run. He's going to throw it downfield. Almost intercepted. It was honestly broken up by the wide receiver. Is this one over for Vandy? Pretty much. Not only do you have to convert a 4th and 21, you kind of have to score quickly and then onside kick. You can't really give the ball back to Alabama with 2 timeouts, which means you're probably going to just try to get in field goal position, hit the field goal, and then hope you get the onside kick and get a touchdown. So yeah, not great. Not great. All right, here he goes. Pavio dropping back. He's running, he's rolling, he's throwing over the middle. And Stowers drops another one. It was a tougher catch, but man, Stowers has had a few drops. I mean, granted, that was a tough one to hold on to. But man, that's your ball game. I mean, we could agree to disagree, Nintendo Mike, on that, but I mean, I think you're off. I don't even think it's a matter of agree to disagree, but like I guess I would say I strongly disagree with your points. That's like saying Michigan State should be ranked. Dang, dude, I had the over in this game quite a few places. Dang, I should have just took Vandy plus the points. I think that, well, to be fair, I don't think Louisville is going to cover for me anyway. Well, MSU fan, you say that because you're a fan, just like your name. And fan logic just isn't reality sometimes. Hey, as a Dolphins fan, I get it. All right, I'm going to switch over to Florida. I'm going to switch over to Florida and Texas because we got some time before the Miami, Florida State. So we got 2nd and 22 with 36 seconds left. Arch. He's got a guy. Is that Wingo? Nice turn up field. There is a flag. Any other good night games tonight? No, it's Florida. You got freaking Florida State, Miami. That's going to be a great night game. Oh, hands to the face on the defense too. Oh man. Mississippi State, Texas A&M interests me. Duke, California. I know it's not like two top 25 teams, but that should be a fun game. And honestly, Central Florida, UCF, and Kansas, that ought to be a fun game. Oh, Houston and Texas Tech might be interesting too. All right, Manning scrambling, running, looking, throwing it downfield, and intercepted. That's your ball game, boys and girls. Woof, woof, woof. Are they calling it incomplete? Oh, second down. I thought that was picked off. All right, Manning dropping back again, and he's scrambling, and he's sacked. He tries to throw that out. Yeah, I think he was down. Golly, dude. Well, he's cooked. They should bench Manning. I don't know what they have behind Manning. Oh, did Alabama just score a touchdown? They're still going to be 10 points under. Oh, they're reviewing the previous play. I mean, I don't know what they have behind Manning. They probably obviously have less playing time than Manning. So I don't know how big. I don't know if you're getting a upgrade or anything if you bring in someone other than Manning in this ball game. Let's see. Oh, game is over. There it is. Texas goes down. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just trying to get one last bet in for the night. One final bet for the night. So we're going to send that through. Texas and Florida are butt cheeks. I think Florida might be. They're not. I mean, yeah. Florida's got a lot of problems. All right. We're going to be switching over to the other stream. That'll be in a few minutes. Is the Bama game still going? Oh, it just ended. Oh, actually, let's see. Let's maybe watch the OT real quick. Let's watch Louisville, Virginia. That game's currently in overtime. All right. Where art thou, game? Oh my gosh. Show me football games, please. All right. Here we go. Oh, is the quarterback down for Virginia? That's Chandler Morris who's down. Good luck, Nintendo Mike. Feels bad, man. What feels bad? Dude, on a side note, if you are a poor soul who bet on this Kent State Oklahoma game and maybe you took Kent State, I think the final one was 46.5 or maybe 47.5, or you took Oklahoma minus. Currently, Oklahoma's up 44-0. Kent State 3rd and 18 with 2:27 left. No, I didn't say good luck, Nintendo Mike. I said good look. Francisco, I know what you're referring to. Feels bad, man. I don't know what you're referring to. So Virginia is going with the backup right now. It is a 3rd and 1. Oh, dude, he got rocked by like 3 different players. He's walking around. That's good. Texas should have kept the backup in the game there. Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch the game personally, so I couldn't tell you. All right, we got 3rd and 1. Direct snap to Jamari Taylor. Touchdown game. Virginia wins it. Sorry, Louisville. The reason I didn't rank you, you didn't play nobody. You had a close game against Pittsburgh because you never know what stinking Hollenstein you're going to get. So much so that they decided to bench him for another guy this week. Yeah, Francisco, I don't know. I mean, got 30 yards on one play, the backup. I don't know why. Arch is the guy you've prepared all year. I think you would want to, just because of one play, you don't go back. I don't think you go to the backup right off the bat. I don't know. I don't feel that way. I feel like if it's like a situation where you had like Texas Tech a couple of weeks ago, right? You have, what is it, it's Baron Morton, the quarterback for Texas Tech. Didn't look good in that game against Utah. Got hurt, left. You have Will Hammond, I believe. He's either a true freshman or a redshirt freshman. Came out, looked really good for the rest of that game, that whole game. I think then you could argue, oh, maybe we should turn to this guy. But to be fair, Morton has been playing pretty well all year. So I think it's a little different. Just because the backup came in one play and got you 30 yards doesn't necessarily mean you turn to him as your starter now. I think this week maybe the backup stands more of a chance. If I'm Texas, I'm like, okay, we need something. We need some oomph from our quarterback position because it's not just Arch. Honestly, some of the receivers are struggling to separate, and now you might be down probably your best weapon in. Oh gosh, I always forget. It's like, was it Livingstone? Parker Livingstone, I think that's his name. I could be getting that wrong, but he's probably their best receiver thus far this year, which sucks. Wingo was good last year, but him and Moore aren't getting the separation they were a year ago. Maybe that changes. It's not like your run game's been particularly nice. Gooseby's really been the only one good on the offensive line. Baker's been a penalty machine. But I would say maybe the backup. Maybe he gets some first team snaps this week. Maybe you have a bit of a competition. I don't know, but I got doubts. Can Illinois stay in the stay at 25? Yeah, why wouldn't they? Just in the context of that moment, there was less than a minute. Felt like it would have gotten a better chance. Again, I didn't start watching the game until literally the last 30 seconds. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to dispute it. Arch isn't playing good football. I'm not going to dispute that. All right, we're going to be switching over for the Florida State Miami game. I'm ready for that sucker. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be doing that one for charity. For the again, we're doing it for the American Heart Association. So join us for that. We'll be back in the next minute or so.